So Astros spring training underway, and I think, look, what'd they win last year? 90 games? So they were down from something like that.
Yeah, right around there.
Right around there. It was not your classic Astros 103, 105 win season. They want to get back there, obviously. The main thing is they want to get back to the World Series. They made the Josh Hader move, which I think surprised a lot of people because it pushed him over the competitive balance tax threshold, which is cool to see. You know, Jim Crane willing to invest in the team. Does Josh Hader get you back to that level of team? I don't know. You probably need some more stuff. I think he's not worth 10 wins or whatever it is, but it's a really good move. I think some of the improvement is going to have to come from within.
Yeah.
Guys that we've seen do things before. Nothing we're not asking guys to do that they haven't done before, at least in spurts, but recapturing the magic. I've got 5 names here, B.Scott.
All right.
What are the chances, or which player do you give the best chance to recapture the magic? Jeremy Pena, let's start there, there was video of Pena that surfaced yesterday of his new swing. His less bouncy, more calm swing. He looks just as jacked as always. He looks huge. Before I get your thoughts on that, let's get Joe Espada's thoughts on Jeremy Pena's swing.
You know what? I actually seen him for the last couple of weeks in Houston, and you know he looks comfortable in the box. He looks athletic. I think he's using the whole field, hitting the ball in the air more with power, and I really like where he's at early in camp.
All right. Did you see the videos of his swing yesterday?
I did see the videos.
Did you feel as excited
swing.
as Joe Espada feels?
I'm curious.
Okay.
I don't know if excitement is the word.
Thanks, wet blanket. Jeez.
I just became really disappointed with my guy not being able to hit a slider to save his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it is. If that's going to be better, then I'll be a lot more excited about it. I don't know if it's the bounciness in his swing that was the problem. I don't know if it was his eye, if it was the coordination, if it was a combination of the two, or what role exactly his mechanics in his swing played in it. So I need to see a little bit more. I'm intrigued, and I would say the intriguing part of it is exciting. But I wouldn't say I'm out of this list of 5 guys, I'm most optimistic about him recapturing the magic.
You're not most optimistic about him.
No, I wouldn't say. So I would like to see it, and I'm glad for what he is. Like if he's going to be an elite defensive shortstop who's just sort of maybe not if he can just be a little bit better and be something at the back end of your lineup, I'll take that. I'd like for him to be better, but I'll take that. I need some of these other guys on the list to absolutely be better.
Okay, we'll get to the other 4 guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody looks like Jeremy Pena, like if somebody looks and has a physique like Jeremy Pena,
yeah,
and he's offensively some slap nut at the back of your lineup that gets the occasional base hit.
It's disappointing.
That's a major disappointment to me.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
And I was disappointed.
I was too. Hadn't hit a home run since July 5th.
Dude,
that's crazy.
We were talking in the break about nerd numbers. I know I'm in for Stat Nerd, Seth.
Yeah.
The stat nerds or the nerd stats for Jeremy Pena are unforgiving. Like he doesn't hit the ball hard. He doesn't hit the ball well.
His expected batting average sucks.
All of the expected all of his expected stats are, so think red good, blue bad.
Yeah.
All of his expected stats are in the blue.
Yes.
So it's not good.
All right.
I don't know how I feel good about it.
Second one. So Pena, you're not super optimistic about.
I wish I could be.
Recapturing the magic.
I'd like to be, but I'm not.
Yeah, I think he's a fine player, and as long as the defense is there, like he's worth having in the lineup.
Yes.
But I think that postseason really recalibrated people's expectations.
Yes,
including Taquerias Arandas, really recalibrated their expectations.
Yeah, so like, man, what do we pay for?
Yeah.
No.
All right. So Jose Abreu, healthy back.
Yeah,
he may have been playing with a bad back last year. Got better let me say this right now. I'm going to stand up and say this.
I was going to say you.
Nobody was more critical of Jose Abreu than Sean T. Pendergast last year. So for me to come in here and maybe rationalize a little bit and take up for him is a major step for me. This is a big area of growth. This is with no therapy either. Healthy back, better second half of the season. Had some surprising stats with runners on base as far as his batting average goes. So, Jose Abreu.
Hey, let's stick with the baseball theme and puns here, and I'm going to throw you a curveball.
Okay.
I view this I might even push back on the idea that we need to recapture the magic. I feel like he did what this segment is intending to accomplish. I feel like he did that mid-season or during the season at some point. Maybe not mid-season.
Magic recaptured.
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's my thing on Abreu.
Yeah.
I feel like maybe he just is what he is, or is what we saw him as last year. Maybe a slow starter, maybe a guy who just takes a while to get going.
Boy.
But look, he can't be as bad as he was for the first couple of months of the season. Like, that's inexcusable.
That's not a slow start.
No, that's abysmal.
That's hibernation.
And it makes me think that there had to have been more to do with health than anything.
Yeah.
A combination of being a slow starter and the health.
Yep.
But I feel like if you get a little bit better of the start that you got from Jose Abreu, but something closer to what you got toward the end, I'll take that. So I'm good with Jose Abreu being something similar to what he ended up being last year.
Okay.
As wild as that sounds to say.
Okay, so Pena, not super optimistic he recaptures the magic. Jose Abreu, you feel like that saying he needs to recapture the magic might be mislabeling it a little bit. Like he's already, what he was in the second half of last year is what he's going to be.
Yes.
All right, so now we're down to pitchers.
Yeah.
Framber Valdez, who, by the way, second on the odds board for the Cy Young. So his janky-ass second half that he had last year, where not starting the All-Star game seemed to be some sort of trigger event for turning into some schizo lefty starter.
Got to be kidding me, man.
Yeah. Like he'll throws a no-hitter, and then he goes out and gives up 6 runs, whatever it is. Back to his OG hairstyle.
Mm-hmm.
So no frills.
Yeah.
Looks to be in good shape, too.
Yeah.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Like he looks like he's
leaner.
in better. He looks leaner.
Yeah.
Okay, so where are we at with Framber Valdez? And by the way, recapturing the magic for Framber is the magic was major for Framber.
Yeah.
We're talking about a Cy Young caliber season that bled into a first half of a season where he might have been the best pitcher in the American League.
Yeah, this is the one for me.
18 months of magic.
Out of all the guys that we're going to talk about, he's the one that I think is, at this point in his career, the most talented, has the highest ceiling, can recapture the magic. The question that you got here, which one has the best chance?
B.Scott.
Framber Valdez is the answer for me. Best chance to recapture the magic based off of his talent, based off of his previous production, based off of, I don't know if I want to call it an anomaly last year, because it did happen, and I think it was real. But I think he's got the best chance just based off of talent alone. I like the fact that as somebody who knows how heavy, dreadlock ponytail is, I did not like that for him on the mound.
Physics is
hey, man, look, if you haven't been pitching your whole career like that, I don't see why you would want to start in the middle of your Cy Young ascension. So don't do it. Go back to how it was. I'm giving Framber Valdez the very best chance to do this thing.
He's mine too.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to benefit.
They need it too.
They need it from him. I think he benefits too from having Justin Verlander on the staff in a weird way for a whole season. Like that. I just think it tweaks down the pressure a little bit. Framber can be, a little up and down, mentally. And I think the new rules kind of affected him a little bit last year.
No doubt.
In terms of his ability to gather himself, step off the mound, like all those things. We didn't see the old Framber at all in 2022 with the old rules. With the new rules last year, we saw it pop up a few times, like him throwing at guys, him pitching fits.
This is a guy who, in certain moments, you need not rush him.
Yeah.
Like, he needs not to be rushed. He needs to be able to at least have the freedom to take a moment and gather himself, collect his thoughts, and take a deep breath. Yeah,
I'm with you. So I think anything that tamps down that exterior pressure a little bit, and I think Justin Verlander does that. I don't think he's somebody who looks at it and goes, I'm not the ace anymore. Yeah. No, I don't think he looks at it that way.
Yeah, I hope not. I kind of look at it a little differently from the Verlander perspective of, hey, they're going to be relying on Justin Verlander, but then this news of Justin Verlander being a couple of weeks behind.
Yeah.
We know how old he is. So, I agree with your point, but I'm looking at it from more of the lens of, hey, I just don't know how reliable. It's not Justin Verlander of 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. It's Justin Verlander of today. I need Framber to be Framber of 2 years ago.
Yeah, yep.
to help compensate for that.
Christian Javier. Recapturing the magic. Here's the thing. The magic with Christian Javier might exceed the magic of all these other guys we just, including peak Javier is freaky alien stuff.
Yeah, but it's also the peaks and valleys, though.
No, dude, I'm not optimistic. Don't get me wrong.
He's going to be somewhere closer to the Jeremy Pena, but just to me, a more talented guy.
Mm-hmm.
But somewhere in the Jeremy Pena feel of it. I don't know, man. I was so disappointed off of last year, thinking that you were going to get a lot more for the price, for the cost. I think it'll still be good. If Javier is your third, or similar to your comment about having Verlander helps Fromber, I think there's a residual effect all the way down the line. It could help guys, and even more so the higher up you are the food chain, and Javier is somewhere right behind those guys. So I think that will help. But as far as recapturing the magic, I am hopeful. I would say I'm moderately optimistic.
Yeah, the problem with Javier last year is even when he was pitching for him last year, he was at 101 pitches by the middle of the fifth inning. His pitch count got so high so fast last year. You can't have that. Like, he's not getting paid a ton now. He's making $13-14 million a year. But they've got a pitching staff where they got Verlander, who's expensive, not as expensive as he should be for the Astros because the Mets are paying part of it. But they're like, for what Javier's getting paid, he needs to go 6 innings. He needs to be more efficient than he was last year. Let me just put it that way.
The pertinent question for Christian Javier, and I don't know the answer, but it is, for me, is the invisible ball still invisible? Or is it one that most can see now?
Mm-hmm.
And that is the part that I don't know. That's the part that I'll be intrigued by watching.
He's skinnier now, too. Let me declare that.
Yeah, it looked like they all been a part of the same Weight Watchers program.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe they went soda
weight loss.
SodaWeightLoss.com.
Yeah, I hope they did.
You never know.
Yeah.
Last one, probably the least important of all these, especially in light of the Josh Hader signing. Kind of minimizes this guy now even more. But Rafael Montero. I've got no clue on Rafael Montero recapturing the magic. I was shocked they gave him the deal they did last year. I didn't think he was good in the 2022 postseason when they won the World Series. The 1 year he had, his contract year, is a total outlier for his career.
Yeah.
What he was last year was closer to what he's been.
Yeah.
He might just be a big $11 million dud that eats up innings in blowouts one way or the other.
Yeah, it's pennies in the grand scheme of things when you think about the guys that they're going to have to make decisions on, guys that they may or may not pay. We're just talking about $11.5 million here. But however much, I'm just going to track the $11.5 million per year and think about the guys that they lose and be like, man, you took Alex Bregman's money or Kyle Tucker's money or whatever. And I know that's not completely rational, but that's how I will view it because they didn't have to do it at all. So the fact that they did it, and this is going to be a low leverage guy, like somebody that they're going to pitch when they're up 7 runs or down 7 runs. Yeah, no, I don't feel great. Like, the answer with him is no. He doesn't have the best chance of recapturing the magic because he should not be in any position where he's pitching high leverage innings.
He's allowed to recapture it.
No, why? Like, if he is in a position to be recapturing the magic, that means somebody's hurt or like something bad has happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or Joe Espada is pulling a Dusty. Like, we got to trot Montero out there. Got to trot him out there.
Yeah, but see, even when Dusty would do it, it would be at times when the bullpen would be taxed. Their starters weren't going deep enough in the games. Like, if we get some weird stuff where we're trotting out Montero, we're going to have some serious conversations with Espada, and I feel like our heads are going to explode.
To be fair to Dusty, he would be pulling like an April, May, June Dusty. Dusty figured it out.
Yeah.
Eventually, like, okay, we can't pitch this guy anymore.
Dusty was old, but he wasn't blind, crippled, or crazy. Like, we all could see with our eyes that Montero was not nobody's high leverage guy.
Blind, crippled, or crazy.
He was none of that.
Dude, I could watch those one-on-one pitcher-hitter videos that they had coming out of spring training yesterday. Yainer Diaz batting against Ryan Presley.
Yes.
Alex Bregman batting against, Josh Hader. I mean, these are things, if you go find the video, Brian McTaggart and a bunch of others, I've never seen this before on social media where their guys are filming, like basically intra-squad at-bats.
Yeah. Well,
it's fun as hell to watch.
Well, the only thing real close to it, obviously I went to spring training 4 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was in West Palm Beach, got to see a little bit of it. It does feel like we're getting a little bit more of it on social media.
I've never seen it on social media before.
I think also, though, so it could be an access thing, but we did also do in the COVID, so this was not long after spring training when I was there, the COVID year,
Yeah.
we would have some of those intra-squad scrimmages at Minute Maid with no crowds. You know, so we got to see a little bit of that
fun.
then. But, yeah, to see it in spring training with and let's be honest, man, some of those guys that they had at that time were not necessarily like they had Noli Paredes and guys like this. Like these guys feel better.
It's just cool. It feels like
team.
It feels like these are matchups that we can only make on a video game. Like, oh my God, Josh Hader's pitching to Alex Bregman. This is so cool.
Yeah, no, it's dope.
I would drop a few bucks just to watch that for a couple hours. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
Astros batting against Astros, that's badass. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, real cool.